Hi, I'm Patrick.
And I'm Liv.
And this is the Mach-E vlog.
But today is not about a Mach-E, it's about the Volvo EX30. We're getting a first look and we're going to check it out now. So let's go. If you know us, you might know that I have been waiting for a petite SUV, all-electric EV, of course. And this is it, the EX30, it's here. So I have a reservation and we were super psyched to be able to come here and check it out in person. Now that is not the color that I'm getting. No. This is it. Moss yellow. And you can see all of the colors that they have available here and all of the different interior textures and the exterior colors that they're paired with. So they have a pretty neutral display and then this moss yellow out in the middle of nothing. What would you pick, Patrick?
I do like the light blue, but I know we like flashy colors. We have a grabber blue Mach-E, so the bright yellow, of course, is definitely the brightest of all of these. But the interiors, I actually like this dark indigo interior the best. You can't get the moss yellow. These colors here, by the way, are the ones that you can get with like the indigo, and that's the same for all of these. So they have these panels that are like laid out. It's really nice. If you do have a reservation, hopefully you get to check out like what the textures feel like and look like. You can actually see samples of all of the materials. And as Liv is pointing out, they have the fabric choices up there as well. And then of course, below that, we have at least 3 of the colors here. So you sort of get like, what does the paint actually look like when it's spread out? And
I think it's a really cool representation. They sort of have it imitating how the textures are going to be inside the vehicle. It kind of makes a difference to be able to feel it, because I get worried about how interior textiles are going to wear personally.
Especially when you're pre-ordering, it's sort of hard to know how does it all come together, but how does it feel? So it's really nice to see like these type of displays. Again, I don't know if this is going to be coming to like all dealerships that you can take a look. Volvo, just as with everybody else, is sort of shifting to like reserve and then order online and then it'll show up at your dealership. But let's take a look at it. I know some of the stats, not all of them, but I know that the dual motor is very, very quick. It gets 265 miles of range and does 0 to 60, I believe, in 3.4 seconds. So it's quicker than a Mach-E GT Performance Edition like we have. We're going to go with the single motor. Gets us a little bit more range at 275 miles, but I don't even know what the 0 to 60 time, because we don't care. It'll still be very,
Either way,
very quick.
it's going to be an EV, so the torque's going to be immediate.
Of course, it has the hammer bar, or the hammer.
Thor's hammer, is
Thor's
that it?
hammer headlights. That's very common with Volvo.
And it looks really, really good. These were actually lit up not too long ago. So hopefully we'll be able to show that, but it looked really good.
I did get some B-roll.
You did? Okay, good.
And this is the light blue. It looks a little bit gray, and we have like some blue light reflecting on it. The key thing for us is it's a lot shorter than the Mach-E. It's about 20 inches shorter than the Mach-E. It's sort of getting to that hot hatch look, so that's really exciting. Decent sized wheels here. A little bit like like I said, the hot hatch look. And of course, one of the big, huge things with this Volvo compared to like some more traditional Volvos is the simplified interior. Those materials look great, and hopefully we're going to get a sneak peek more detailed of the interior. If so, we'll insert that now. And if not, sorry, we didn't get it. If we did, you just saw a bunch of footage. We got to sort of like coordinate with the dealership and the trainers from Volvo. So apparently what they're doing is Volvo is going around the country training the Volvo dealerships, which is something that's excellent. That's one of the things that we've seen that's needed with dealerships, is that they need to sort of get up to speed on electric vehicles, and especially when it's a new model. But what do you think?
I am so thrilled. Like, I was excited looking at the specs, excited seeing the release, obviously aesthetically excited at the moss yellow, but seeing this in person, it's really petite. It's literally like 166 inches long. The height looks amazing. And just by looking at it, it looks really spacious inside. Of course, something that I was not particularly excited to compromise on was the instrument cluster. So the lack of an instrument cluster is a concern, but this base spec is 30,
Starts at
34,
35.
yeah, 35 basically.
Yeah.
So if that's a compromise to make it somewhat affordable, then I'll do it. Ooh,
And-
edgeless mirrors look really good too, by
Oh
the
yeah,
way.
this is something.
Yeah.
And by the way, Talik / Charged Positive. You may have seen him on his own channel on Instagram, Twitter. He's filming for us today. He's filming. Check out his video. It's probably going to beat us
Oh, for
to
sure.
the punch because it's going to be
Yeah.
out of spec guide. But we mentioned the mirrors because those, like we love those in the Polestar 2. And of course, it's brought over to the, and there's a Polestar 2 right there.
Talk about timing. And it's like, I don't know if there's a real benefit of the edgeless mirror, but it just looks really good.
Looks really nice.
Yeah.
But, you know, this is our first time seeing it. We saw a lot of videos. Kyle Connor did a great first video on this from over in Europe. We're finally getting the chance to see it. I can tell it just feels a lot better size than a Mach-E for like a run around town type of car. The fact that the stats are so good is really exciting. The materials, you know, even though it has the simplified interior, being able to touch the materials that are going to be inside, it feels like it's going to be very nice quality. And just, you know, Volvo, it looks like has done a good job of like pairing the color schemes together.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's really well curated, and it fits in with the vibe. It seems extremely elegant, and it certainly seems premium. So this does not feel, or from external, it does not feel like a budget vehicle at all.
The rear window looks a bit small. I wonder how visibility is.
That'd be interesting
But
to see.
it's sort of interesting because it's like you see it online and you may think it feels a bit tall. I'm short, by the way. We're both about 5'6", but I can clearly see over the top of the roof. Like I can see like way over it. So it feels like just small and low. It's pretty cool. And I think has about 6.5 inches of ground clearance, if I remember correctly.
Pretty good, actually. That's more than the Mach-E.
Yeah.
5.5.
And again, we're just sort of getting the first impressions. I don't know what size tires these are. If I can look down here, but they look quite a bit wider. Yeah, they're 245s, 20-inch rims. Overall, again, it's like this is something that I think Volvo has been excelling at with their electric range. Is like they put things together very well, like the combination of the wheels and the rear lights, the hatch, the bars in the rear lights. It all just comes together really well.
It's fantastic. And now you guys potentially know, if you don't, I'll share. I have dexterity issues with my fingers, so only these two fingers are usable. I have a prosthesis, so I drive with my left foot. So already the door handles are traditional. So I know that's going to be easy to open and close. A big question for me will be, how is it driving cross-leg in the front seat? Some vehicles, that's a bit of a challenge if there's like a transmission tunnel or kind of a more driver-focused enclosed cabin. This looks super spacious. I'm really, really curious about how that's going to be. So if you've been following our journey to find something suitable, I feel like this could be it. We've been really particular.
And by the way, it's really hard to tell how this type of stuff will come up on camera, but like looking at the backside with the natural light coming in, it looks very white looking with just a slight hint of that light blue, but up front it looks more gray with the light blue mixed in. So it reminds me again, you know, in the Mach-E realm, the space white has that grayish blue. This I think is a lighter color than that even. And it's not necessarily, I don't think it's a metallic, is it? I'm like trying to look in without touching.
Yeah.
It's not the metallic, but it still has like that color shifting depending on the lighting. So anything else we should go over?
I'm really hoping that you guys see footage of us getting into this. We're not sure if that'll happen, but
I'm trying to look to see.
I know, like looking at photos online and everything like that, this really does look like a viable option. You know that we don't cycle through vehicles, and my last vehicle was a 98 RAV4, and now I'm driving Kyle's 2012 Leaf and enjoying it. So I'm been waiting for the perfect thing to spend my money on. These are one of the more expensive purchases in our lives, next to our homes and some other things. But this might be the vehicle that I get, and seeing it in person, I'm still excited about it.
Yeah, no, it looks excellent. It's sort of interesting. I mean, 35,000 is a lot for a car, but it's also like it feels like it has that Volvo premium feel to it. So 35,000 and it has the premium feel versus, you know, a lot of times you can get bolts for getting into the $33,000 range. This seems like a much better deal. The charging is going to be 10 to 80%, I think in the mid 30-minute range. So it's not going to be an 800 volt system, but it's still fairly decent, especially for us. This wouldn't be our road trip vehicle.
I mean, it could be though.
But it could be,
Yeah.
yeah. Like a run up to Vegas this would be a perfect, like we're going to take a weekend trip up to Vegas. Maybe not necessarily going across the country, but something like that. It's good.
This feels like if you were considering the Bolt, especially considering the price range, and you wanted something more, this sort of feels like it would be it. And we actually just came for the Detroit Auto Show, so we saw a whole bunch of EVs all in one place. And sometimes you see automakers combining textures and combining angles and materials almost in a way to just add excitement or some things unnecessarily, but I feel like this is very consistent with the Volvo brand, that everything is very intentionally placed. It's very meticulous, and I'm psyched. What do you guys think? Are you psyched too?
I think we're about done. I do want to mention, because the battery size, I was reading as we were coming over here, I think it's a 69 kilowatt hour battery, but 64 kilowatt hours usable. If I'm wrong, it will be correct either here or in the description. But I think that's our last stat. I think we can leave it up to you now. What do you guys think? And
yeah, let us know down below. Thank you so much for watching this video. A big thank you to our patrons whose names are scrolling across the screen right now. We appreciate you guys so very much. And just remember that whatever you drive, whether it is an EX30 or a Mach-E or even that EQS outside, enjoy the ride. Bye.
Bye.